Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we are back again, another week at it. Thank you for joining us here on Rep Geek, or Republic of Geek if you're following us on Facebook. If you're not here because you're following us on Facebook, you should be. My name is Arcane1. Once again, we are here to play some Oxygen Not Included. We started playing last week, kind of played with it. I just got it, had a chance to sit down with it, kind of mess with it a bit. I have avoided, like the plague, going on and seeing cheats and stuff from other people because I really wanted you guys to join me for the experience. So, that said, a couple of things. If you're not familiar with Republic of Geek, I'm sort of a reviewer slash I try to bring you the best in indie games, things that I found out on Kickstarter, things that I've played personally, maybe games that have been around a while but you might not have heard of. One that we've been kind of following, and the Kickstarter just ended, but I'm going to throw it out there anyway. A game called Sine Tempore. That's S-I-N-E space T-E-M-P-O-R-E. Or just go on Rep Geek and Republic of Geek on Facebook and you'll see it there. Really cool looking miniatures game. Go check it out. Support those guys as they get rolling. They've got some amazing miniatures that are going to come with this game. And a theme that you'll recognize. I'm not going to say it here. Also, before we get started, if you haven't heard yet, I want to deliver the bad news. We lost one of the great geeks today. So that was hard. Adam West, the original Batman, has passed on. Some of you will know him as the voice of the mayor from Quahog on Family Guy. Just a good guy, was always good to his fans. So I wanted to put that out there that had happened. In happier news, for those of you that have been following us, I've been playing Arcadia Quest with some friends of mine. Got a couple more games in. It is a game that's been around a little while. It's from a company called Cool Mini or Not, or Come On, C-M-O-N. Check it out. Great little, again, a minis game, but it kind of plays like a very, I don't want to say dumbed down version of D&D, but it's a very stripped down version, to the point where you and your friends can sit down, have a lot of fun. There's some PvP, PvE, and you can kind of mix it up a little bit. So, there we go. I've thrown out my stuff for today. Join us now for Oxygen Not Included. You can see I've already got it up here. This is on Steam right now. So I want to delve into how this game actually works. So we're going to start a new game and kind of go through what happens when you start. First things first, you're going to pick 3 duplicates to be your starting crew. These 3 duplicates are very important to you starting your game. So I kind of want to go through this. You've got a bunch of attributes here that are going to seem a little odd at first, because if you haven't played the game, they're not going to make a whole lot of sense. But athletics, you're going to want that high because you're going to need some runners. We'll get into why that's important. We're going to get into why all this is important, but really take the time to kind of scroll over and see what all these attributes are. And then once you've got the attributes down, the really important ones here are going to be traits, because you're going to have a positive trait-ish and a negative trait. In this case, our guy here, Stinky, bodybuilder, he's got an alright athletics, he can cook, he's got a really high strength, meaning his carrying capacity and combat effectiveness are high. This is not a combat-focused game. This is a sim. So, I mean, it's not a bad thing to have. Uncultured. The reason this is good is his decor expectation is going to be low. He doesn't need the place to look fancy. We're okay with that. But I'm not sure how I feel about Stinky here. So let's go ahead, and you can flip through these. Now, loud sleepers are one to look out for if you're just starting the game, what I'm finding. Because you're going to have to build sleeping quarters. And if you have a loud sleeper, he's going to keep his bunkmates awake. Which means they're going to fall asleep in the middle of the day. They're going to not be as productive. Maybe try to keep that one under control. If you've got a loud sleeper, once you build your beds, set them off to the side. Make sure that they're not getting in the way. So yeah, so we'll go ahead and we'll flip through this. And I'm kind of thinking, I'm looking around. So we've got Rowan, who's a bodybuilder. He's got an athletics of 4. I'm going to keep Rowan. The fact that he's a yokel, I don't care that he can't perform research. I don't care that he's not the brightest. The fact that he's uncultured means he's not going to have a high expectation of decor, so I'm going to keep Rowan. So let's keep flipping through here. We've got a bodybuilder. We got a runner. No. Let's see if we can maybe find a good scientist. I want somebody that's going to have high tinkering, decently high learning. Oh, here we go. Noodle arms. I don't care. That's fine. She's not strong. She's grease monkey. I wish she had some construction, but we can deal with that with our third here. So we've got noodle arms. Now, I want you to check out the stress responses because this does come into play. We've got a binge eater. Actually, we've got a binge eater and a vomiter. So when they get stressed, they're either going to eat a whole lot or they're going to throw up. We're going to try and keep their stress down during the course of this. And again, thank you for joining us. If you just joined, I'm Arcane1. I'm here with Republic of Geek, a little page we have on Facebook, and we are playing Oxygen Not Included, and we're picking our crew. So I'm going to pick this last member. I want somebody with decent construction. No. Ooh. Narcoleptic binge eater who's buff. I don't know how I feel about that. I'm really looking for that construction number. I'm watching that construction number. Architect, naturally robust. Cool, they're not going to get sick. Scaredy cat, don't mind. I don't like this stress response destructive. We don't want Nisbet going crazy and tearing apart our building, so we'll keep going. A bodybuilder with construction. So we're going to have a scientist, a bodybuilder, and another bodybuilder. Strength, cooking. Still not quite there. Ooh. Okay, so we have a low-level architect, really good at a lot of things. Gastrophobia. So not going to cook, kind of okay with that, but another binge eater. Now, I know I'm taking some time to really dig through this, and it seems kind of crazy. Ooh, that's something I forgot about. We're going to need somebody that can dig. But you really want to make sure you got your crew locked down for this. Trust me, it's going to make a difference. Okay, here we go. Quick learner. They're going to learn skills really fast. Decent construction. Okay, we'll keep him. And let's go back to our other scientist, because I forgot I want somebody that can dig. Let's see if we can... Ooh, there we go. Yokel. Not going to cause us a whole lot of problems. We don't want him researching. Here's our researcher. This guy's not going to research. He's going to dig. He's going to tinker a little bit, so he's going to be able to build for us. Okay. Mole hands. Cool. Get some extra digging. So we've got a runner, we've got a digger, and we've got somebody who can do our research for us. Cool. Name our colony. Space Hut works for me. Let's embark on our journey. All right, let's do this. So, again, if you are unfamiliar, if you weren't here with us last week, we've got our colonists. Yes, they woke up beneath the surface of an unfamiliar asteroid. They don't know how they got here. Let's take a look at what we've got. Now, I said this last week, I'm going to say it again, spacebar. Spacebar is your pause button. This is the great time to use it. Use it right now to get a lay of the land. WASD lets you move your camera around. So let's have a look. So we've got a lot of water around us. This is cool. And you'll notice as we scroll over things, it's going to tell us what they are. I love that we've got a lot of water. We've got a good amount of plant life around us. Plant life is great. That's going to become our food source. We're going to start collecting that, and you'll see we'll start building farms. It's also going to help us with our oxygen generation because, as the name implies, oxygen is not included. If I didn't say, I know I didn't say at the top of this, one thing you guys notice there's a mature rating here. I do swear. I do also vape. I am actually swapping out here my tank because I added some new fluid. I use for those of you who vape, or those of you who are interested, I use the Sigeli Chaos. Great mod, even if you're just starting out. Honestly, this is a really great mod. It's a 2-battery mod. Don't let that scare you. Your tank is going to make the biggest difference. I have, this is the TFV8 from Smoke. This is pretty hardcore. It causes me to vape well over 100 watts. I would not start here. Maybe start with something like I use the Baby Beast sometimes. This sucker is a cloud chucker plus. It's purple. I kind of have a thing for purple lately. Oops, if I open up the back. I do use fluid from J-Vapes. If anybody from J-Vapes ever watches this broadcast, thanks guys, you are the reason I am poor besides gaming. I go over there like 3 times a week to buy fluid, so. Today I'm vaping sweet and tart. Tastes like sweet tarts. Pretty cool. Anyway, back to the game. So we've got some water. We got our people. Now I want to show you guys something real quick. I didn't show you this last week. In the top right corner of our screen, you can see we've got some overlays. And it shows us oxygen. And that's pretty straightforward. It tells you where the high concentrates are, unbreathable, so on and so forth. We've got our power grid, so if we had power running, you'll see that later. Our temperature, so that we know if we need to increase. Thermal comfort overlay. Blah, 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 blah. You guys can kind of go through this, but this is just your F keys. Pretty nice. Alright, so let's get started. Oh, I didn't mention the copper ore down here. You're going to need that for building. We'll get there. I kind of want to look at this oxygen overlay. As you would expect, plants tend to give us oxygen. So it looks like what I'm doing is getting a lay of the land, like I said. I want to know how I'm going to build, where I'm going to build. And that becomes important right now. Digging. And you can see that when you select anything down here, it's got a priority level. Obviously, the higher the number, the more priority they assign to it, and that's what they'll do. Cool. I know this is really boring, guys. Bear with me. Unless you want to get to know this game, then it's probably not as boring. Excuse me. So we're going to dig this out because we need some resources. You're going to see on the bottom left of our screen here, which are our number keys, all of the things we can build based on our current scientific knowledge, which is next to nil, because we got a couple of yokels. So I'm going to let these guys go ahead and dig. I've unpaused while they're digging. Boom! Yo-yo. One thing I want to point out, and this kind of got me at first, it was definitely a gotcha, you can really only dig 4 high. Basically, they can only reach things within 4 of themselves. But I'm going to dig this out. You can see I've kind of built a ladder. There's a little pocket down here with some plant life I kind of want to get to. In fact, we're going to dig this out entirely. Things like algae are going to become very important for us. We're going to dig right under this pocket of water. We've got more water here. And I'm going to go ahead and set up harvesting. Now, before I get too far into this, I'm going to dig across here and open this up. And there's a very important reason I'm doing this right away. Again, oxygen not included. We need to get a source of oxygen going for these guys, and I'm hoping this map is going to work out well for us. I'm a little concerned with where our pockets are, but we're going to build out. We're going to build out and see what we can go with on this. If you use your tab key, you can kind of speed things up. You've got 3 levels of speed here. Cool. All right. Now, sweet. Our algae deoxidizer. This is going to let us use algae, which is, we've got some down below. You'll see that in a second. And I'm going to build this algae deoxidizer. You know what? I'm going to keep this sucker fairly central. I'm a little anal in my building, so I keep them one off the ladder. Don't ask me why. I don't have a reason for it. It's just an aesthetic. And we're going to need power to power this. So we're going to have a manual generator. And you're going to see why we needed that runner. I'm going to back this off. One, I'm going to put a battery on here. Batteries, guys, I can't stress this enough. Every time you build a manual generator, put a battery next to it. Because unless they're on that hamster wheel, and it is a hamster wheel, they're not generating power. So you need that battery. Put 2 if you want. It's just a good thing to do. And then you can see we've got a green output here. Pretty much, I don't want to say green means output, and you'll understand why later. But green, generally speaking, means output. I'm going to put some floor tiles in too. The reason being, floor tiles will actually let us kind of hide that cabling. Again, I know it's anal. Go with me on it. So we've got this going. And once I get this... Now, remember I mentioned priority. I'm going to prioritize this floor tile. Again, I know it's going to seem silly. They can build this stuff pretty fast. I want to be able to hide that electrical wire. Yeah. And get this oxygen generation really going here, because if we don't have oxygen, bad things happen. Alright, cool. So we got our floor tiles are built. They're building our hamster wheel, our manual power generator, our battery. Cool. Now we need some algae. Now you guys are going to see, again, if you haven't played the game or you kind of missed this last week, you're seeing a kind of modeling of all kinds of different materials. If you scroll over, you can kind of see, and we need this green algae to power our oxygen generation. In fact, I'm going to cancel. The nice thing is, any job that you've started, you can cancel. We've got some digging going on down here. I'm going to cancel some of that in favor of making sure that we can dig out this algae. And I'm going to tell these guys to get down here and get to work, because I got a couple of dudes just kind of standing around. Oh, because I didn't build my ladder low enough. Cool. And one other thing I'm going to build is a storage compactor. We're going to put that right next to our gate. That'll become important in a minute. Again, it's mostly for cleanliness. I do it kind of for just checking our oxygen levels. Cool. Partially it's for keeping things clean. I like to build them because it centralizes your storage. Hey, Bree, how you doing? Bree Royalty, ladies and gentlemen, check out her channel when she is on. She is the Twitch expert for all things Kingdom Hearts related and Jiggle Physics. I know you guys like Jiggle Physics. Don't pretend you don't. She's also going to E3, so feel free to be jealous. I am. I know. So, so this lovely little storage compactor, I kind of mentioned this before, not to ignore you, Bree. The storage compactor, really cool. You can actually select what materials you want to go in this. I like to start off with minerals and consumable ore. I save this other stuff. You guys will see why. I'm kind of digging out my base yet. Oh, we got some water leaking down in here. So I mentioned these guys can only really build about 4 high. Let's go ahead and get some flooring built in here. Not this. That cancel tool comes in handy because you're going to see things kind of getting a little hanky as you drag. Nice. Thanks for joining me today, Bree. I really appreciate it. Our guys are going to go to sleep. We haven't built sleeping quarters yet. Bear with me. Again, I'm F1 to check our oxygen levels. You can see where we're digging right now. We got a really low concentration. I'm going to speed this up while they're sleeping. It's not looking good, but we have oxygen generation in our main chamber. That's what I'm really concerned about right this second. That and making sure we don't have water flooding down in here, because that layer down there that I started, that's going to become our first living quarters. I hope. Alright, cool. Yeah, let's let these guys build. So we're building up some power. We've got some storage. I'm going to put up another storage compactor right there. But primarily, I want these guys, we're going to prioritize. Again, priority, the higher the number, the faster they'll potentially build things. Okay, maybe this won't be... Okay. I take it back. We're going to cancel that. We're going to cancel building this entirely. And I'm going to do deconstruct. We're going to turn that lower level into a water area. Why not? Let's do it. Oh, right. These guys also need to use, how do I put this delicately? Oh, right, mature channel. I don't have to be delicate. They need to shit. So, we're going to make sure they've got a place to shit while we're at it. So, let's dig this out entirely. Blam. Cool. All that water is draining down into the bottom. Perfect. Nice thing is, we've got that water off on the left. We're going to drain that in here later. We'll get to that. We haven't done a lot of stuff we need to do. I'm kind of going in a weird direction with this right now. Ooh, that's not good. We have water that is this yellow liquid here. Somebody peed. I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. They peed. They defecated. And so we need to clean it up. They're going to have to mop it up. Sorry, guys. That's on me. So we're going to go to our plumbing. And we're going to build an outhouse because, let's face it, these guys need a place to do their business. I know you're probably worried that we're putting that right next to our water supply. Bear with me. We're going to fix this. We're going to fix this. There we go. Alright, cool. So we're going to separate that out. There's some interesting minerals over here. I haven't had a chance to mess with abyssalite. What's kind of cool, right? What's kind of cool is you'll notice when you click on some of this stuff, it actually lets you choose the materials you want to build them out of. Right now, I only have access to sandstone. We're gonna eventually have access to things like abyssalite and many other things. Let me dig this out and build this up a little bit. I don't like how low that is. We have access to water. That's cool. Kind of, sort of intended. We have our other storage unit. Now, you can see as we collect more stuff, we get new materials. It's going to give us more options in our storage compactor. I'm going to go with more raw metal, raw mineral. I'm going to keep this down to the stuff that we know we can use right this instant. Now, you're probably wondering, how do I get access to new tech? Well, let me tell you. We got this cool little research station. And we're going to connect up power to that. No, I'm just going to run it straight off our power source. It still gets the benefit of the battery because it's in line. Cool. Sorry, my fat head is once again in the way. Alright, so now that that's built and we've got power running to it, we've got our research. I always start with farming because, duh, food. We have oxygen. Now we need food. Speaking of oxygen, oh, we're looking good. We are looking beautiful. Let's build a ladder down here to where we want to have our floor built for our living quarters. Cool, so we've got power, we've got oxygen, now we just need a place to sleep and we need some food. Now, the other thing is you'll notice we have starting three duplicates. As we progress, as our cycle in the top left corner, if you could see it, if my big fat head wasn't in the way, it actually shows us this day-night cycle. Obviously, we're not concerned with that too much, but once you hit a certain number of cycles, you'll actually be given notice that a new duplicate is ready to be printed. They're literally going to 3D print you a person. Kind of cool. It's easier than the old method, I suppose, but definitely not as much fun. Is Lady here? Yes, Lady is back behind me. She's sitting on the couch laughing away. Sorry, I'm kind of keeping one eye on my duplicates. These guys like to trap themselves inside the materials while they're building. But yes, so, where was I? Oh, new duplicates. You're going to get 3 to choose from, and unlike when we started the game, you don't get to cycle through. Those are the 3 you get to choose from. You either pick one, or you cycle on and wait for the next cycle. Kind of sucks. Alright, digging. I am going to put another floor right here so that everybody has access to the potties. And again, we can dig up 4. That's as high as these guys can reach. We're going to get some more materials out of this. I'm a little concerned that we don't seem to have any algae being produced. That's fine, we're good. I'm going to cancel these 3 segments down here. Speed this up. Again, just tab to speed. You've got 3 speeds: a standard speed, a middle speed, and a super speed, whatever you want to call it. So we've got our nice little bathroom. We've got a little tech area. Because we're so compact, I'm a little concerned about how this is going to work out. But I think I have a plan. Every time I say that, it goes terribly, terribly wrong. I'm actually going to build our ladder up more. Let these guys keep working away. Now again, he's working on our farm. What we'll be able to do with that is it'll actually give us some planters, some other things that we can kind of mess with, and it'll give us a food source. I try to stay away from the microbe musher because we can get pretty advanced pretty quickly. I'm going to move this outhouse eventually, and I'll show you guys how we do that. Not so much moving as much as destroying and rebuilding. Hey, there we go. So you can see we've got a composter, we've got a planter box, and we've got an algae terrarium. I tend to stay away from the algae terrarium. Here's why. It actually takes algae to make oxygen. That algae is better put to use in our algae deoxidizer to make oxygen. It's just a better way of doing things, guys. And gals. Mostly gals, I'm guessing at this point. I'm going to build this across. Some space here. Alright, cool. So we finished our first level of research. I'm going to go ahead and open this up again. Spacebar. Liquid piping, yes. This is going to be fun. You guys are going to like this. Oh, look at this. Okay, so I mentioned. Hold on. Let's get some cots going here. Oh, we got some obsidian. What do we have the most of? Let's make our cots out of sandstone. Put some cots down here. I keep one space between them because, again, if you guys remember early on, I mentioned that some of these people, you two are geeking out girl style. Some of our people are loud sleepers. We don't want them right on top of each other, so I'm going to take that off. I'm going to go ahead and put another cot since we have somebody coming along here fairly soon. You know what? I don't like that positioning. I'm being anal again. Leave me alone. Cool. So we can print a new duplicate. I'm going to wait a little bit, just a half a tick, because there's some construction I kind of want to have finished. I mentioned that we're going to move that that outhouse over. We're going to move that sucker right back up in here. We're going to build 2. And if you guys remember, down in refinement, we've got compost. So we're going to put a composter right there. I put some space there for a reason you guys will see later. We're going to leave it open for now, and I'm going to deconstruct this. So now that I've got those projects started, let's come back over here. We're going to print a new duplicate. So these are our 3 duplicates to choose from. Alright, again, for those of you who missed us at the top of the hour, here's what you want to look for in your duplicates. One is your attributes. We've already got somebody that's got high athletics to run our electric. We've got somebody with high learning and high tinkering to do our research. We've got somebody with digging. So at this point, we're kind of looking for somebody to fill in any gaps we might have. Cooking. But, okay, so I like this. Check this out. They've got a +2 dig, which means their mining speed is high. But their detrimental trait is they can't dig it. They cannot dig. But they're a quick learner. I kind of like that. Again, check that Check that stress response. Binge eating. I don't know how I feel about that. I'm kind of digging the ugly crier. I gotta tell you, he's a tinkerer, which means he's gonna operate our efficiency, or operate things well. Oh, come on now. But, I mean, let's face it, we got a guy with high athletics, he farts a lot, and he's a binge eater when he's stressed. I mean, that kind of sounds awesome. So, we don't have a dedicated runner, so we're going to pick Harold, and we're going to print out a Harold. Boom. Yeah, that happened. And Harold's going to work. So, we have a bed for Harold. Our oxygen is still not kicking into gear here. This is making me a little nervous. We've got some oxygen being produced in our main area. I don't like that we don't have algae for this thing. So should have named him Jake. Wow. Making pancakes, making bacon pancakes. Anyway. Gotcha, basically your husband. Different Jake. Anyway. So we have some algae hanging out over here in these rocks. I don't know how I feel about this. Get those outhouses built, guys. Come on. So again, let's hit our priority. They're already building our outhouses. They're almost done. I'm going to let them finish those. We're going to finish this other cot. I'm going to force the issue on this one. Boom. Bang. Dig that out. I'm a little concerned about our oxygen production. If we have to start a new one, again, we'll do it. I don't care. Jake is, or Harold rather, is farting away. I'm going to slow this down. I want to show you guys something else here. There's a jobs tab up at the top, and again, I'm going to pause. So you can see it's got our duplicates laid out, and it's showing us a bunch of different jobs that they can perform, and anything in red is something that they excel at. I'm going to tell you right off the bat, keep massage on all of them. Do not turn it off. This is their way of relaxing. If they don't relax, they're going to get stressed. If they stress, then they're going to do things like binge eat, or throw up, or destroy things, or other gross things we don't want to talk about right now. So I kind of go through this. We got a bunch of guys. I automatically turn art off. Unless we've got an artist, it's just don't let them make things. It's just a bad idea. Cooking, we'll let them all cook. Research, I want Stinky to do all my research. Hydrofan, mop, repair, harvest, blah, 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 dig. You know what? I'm going to take Harold off digging. Let's see. Composting. Composting, it's use your best judgment here, guys. Their hands get dirty. Dirty hands with a cook equals disease. It happens in this game. I'm not kidding you. And we don't have a medical officer, but right now we don't have a choice. Although I am going to take these two off. In fact, actually, let's do that. Let's just go ahead and say the people that are cooking can't compost. It's just bad. All right. So yeah, you can definitely start assigning jobs, and I like the fact that we can set electrical production to one person. Oh. We got a little combat going on here. Alien got in here. Boom. Yeah. Kick that guy's butt. Cool. And then he passed out. Bathrooms are important. Cleanliness, hygiene. It's all good. Where's our research at? What are we looking like? Liquid piping, we're at 7 of 20. They earn points of research. It happens. Interrupted sleep because they don't have enough oxygen. That is going to become a problem for us. So here's what's going to happen is I am going to dig up into this algae pocket because we can't go too much longer without oxygen. And I'm going to prioritize this at a 7 because we need oxygen. It's starting to get ugly. I'm going to leave this bit here open above the water, and you guys will see why once we get the piping figured out. They'll start collecting that algae, pumping it into, boom, That's what we wanted to see. So, I mean, it seems on the surface like a very simple game. There's a lot of balancing going on here. I'm going to go back to power. We've got one manual generator. I'm going to put another manual Jenny right here. Again, do not forget to put a battery next to this thing. It's just important. And, of course, we're going to need power. Because now we got a runner. We got, we got some people here that can do some things for us. And I want to go ahead, I'm going to throw some more oxygen creation up here. I'm going to have to connect that to power. Now again, the flooring actually lets us, I'm just going to do this to show you guys, allows us to hide that wiring. You can see it's right here in the tile. That's going to hide piping, that's going to hide electrical. We're still working on researching our piping. This is going to be an important thing here in a second for us. I'm going to dig this out underneath here. There's some algae down here I kind of want to get to. Oop! Now remember, we got a cancel button in the corner. So we're going to cancel some of this. Oh, I hate doing that. Okay, we're not going to be able to get to that algae just yet, and I'll show you guys why when we get there. Okay, so you can see, now that we're producing oxygen, it's starting to spread throughout our facility. And I like that this kind of runs on autopilot once you get a few jobs going. Kids don't smoke, vape. Trust me. Don't worry about popcorn lung. That's only a thing if you're vaping really high wattages of this thing. And seriously, I have an addiction, an affinity to sweet tarts. So this is kind of amazing right now. Our oxygen is starting to flow in. These guys are going to have a hard time sleeping down here. We're going to have to eventually open that up a little bit. Actually, let's do that. Now that I've got this bathroom up here, let's make this oxygen flow a little better, huh? Again, spacebar to pause. We've got our F keys let us see all the different overlays. We can actually now see where our electrical is, see where our temperature is. Oh, it's cold over here. What do we got going on? Oh, we got the abyssalite. We'll get to that. Alright, we dug that out, so we got a little bit better oxygen flow. We're going to need a ladder getting up here. Actually, let's do a level of tile right there, huh? Build up the flooring, because now we've got some room. You would think that closes off our oxygen. It does a little bit. In fact, actually, now that we've got that there, okay. We don't have a whole lot of algae. That's why I'm kind of sucking air on this decision. I'm starting to see the deficit. I'm feeling the pain a little bit. Sand, you guys should maybe notice, if you dig into sand, so some of these materials are porous. You actually have to take that into account. If we dig this out too far, this water will start leaking down into this room. That is a bad thing. We don't want that to happen. At least not yet. In fact, actually, why not? Why not? You know what? Why not? Fuck it. Let's dig this out. We want this algae. We're going to need that algae. And we're going to set up... we've kind of messed with the storage compactor a little bit. I'm going to set one up here. And you guys will see why once we get this farming a little bit further. Novice pipe research is still coming along. I'm going to finish this out because we're going to put algae in this. This is going to be a place for all kinds of things to be collected. Alright, cool. So check this out. I'm going to leave the cultivable soil, blah, blah, blah. I'm going to do organic seed and filtration medium and agriculture in this one. Now, one of the things we can start doing, I haven't shown you guys this, is sweep. So we can have them come down here and we can have them sweep this up with their tools. Do a little house cleaning. It's all good. It's all good. I haven't seen the jokes yet because I'm leaving it alone. I've seen them, I'm mostly ignoring them. But I appreciate having people talking to me right now, so... Oh no, they're trying to restart my tablet. Don't you frackin' dare. Alright. Stupid Windows updates. Oh dude, he got stuck. Okay. So we're gonna build a new ladder right there. So he can get up out of the water. We don't want him to die like he just did. Okay, so that's what death looks like. We now have Stinky is dead of suffocation with dirt on his hands. So we've lost one of our duplicants. Okay, that's fine. It's fine. It's all fine. It's all good. We got this. See, one thing about me you're going to find out is I don't claim to be good at any of this. In fact, that kind of sucks sometimes. And again, I want to show you guys this again. We can build this stuff out of all the different materials we've collected. Right now, I'm just going to go with the ones that we have the most of. I'm going to dig this out. We've got some copper here. That's going to become important later. But one thing I've been kind of working towards is a farm. Being a good South Dakota boy, I like farms for many reasons. You'll also notice I'm kind of pooling our water, excuse the pun, together here. This is going to be important later. Hopefully we can dig this little nodule out. These guys move super fast. Super fast. Oh! Dude, we're big fans of Vape Wild too. Although I go to J-Vapes because they're right up the street and they treat us pretty well and they have some pretty good vape fluids. But Vape Wild has been good to us. There's a couple others that we want to try. So again, there's some material has fallen down here, and it happens in your base. You'll kind of want to clear that stuff out, otherwise they end up just climbing over it. Making our water flow a little cleaner, a little easier. There we go. Now we got it. So we want that whole thing to just fill up with water down there. That's going to become very important to us. I'm going to show you guys how we're going to make this work. Really, it's going to be really cool here. That's not what I want to do. Cancel that. Let's move this over. Whoop! I got all wonky with it. Cancel a bunch of this. It's really hard to draw straight lines, and I think they do that on purpose. If you've ever played any other of Cly's games, they really like to screw with you. Just something they seem to enjoy. Build this up just a hair so that that water kind of gets trapped in there. Oh, we can build another replicant. Okay, since we killed off Stinky, we're going to need a scientist. Do we have one? We don't have a scientist. We cannot research. This is not good. Let's see. Who's got some decent learning? Nobody. Our architect. Okay, we have... So let me look at this objectively. We've got a decent amount of construction already. We've got a slow learner who's good at construction and cooking. We got somebody who's creative, can build things, but they're a biohazard. They're going to get sick really easily. I don't know. I'm kind of feeling this runner, but that ugly crier is kind of looking cool right now. Yeah, we're going for the ugly crier. Lava flow is really good. I do like that. Okay. We got a couple of guys stuck down here in the water. We'll let these guys dig this out once they get up here. What's kind of cool, I like that it even shows, you'll see that there's some air building up right here because of the water that's stuck inside. And what's cool is we can mop up this water. I want to check our oxygen levels. Eesh. This is not looking good. We might be in trouble. Our water's looking okay. Stinky's still dead. That's bad. Now you guys can see we've got there's some polluted oxygen down here. There is some carbon dioxide. We're going to build out into this later. Right now we're just trying to kind of clean things up. We've got some water up above that we kind of want to pipe down. We'll get to that. Trust me, we will. This is the slowest going game I think I've had yet. But we're not going to give up on it. I think we can make this work. Alright. I think we've got everything built so far. These guys are just kind of keeping things running at this point. So, what I'm going to do is start... We hadn't really messed with the farm yet to get this to a decent speed. Alright, so check this out. We got food. Planter box. Let's go ahead and... I usually start with 3. It's a good number. And we're going to put this microbe thing right there, I think. Microbe musher. That's going to make some more... That's going to make food for us, because right now we're not making food. We're eating food out of this ration box. And that food is unrefrigerated, and it's whatever we started the game with, which I've never bothered to really look at, to be honest. If you click on these, it'll actually tell you what's in here. Oh, it's just field rations. Okay, so we've got our first planter box. And we picked up some seeds. That plant life that we picked up earlier, we can actually plant in here. I'm going to put some meal wood seeds in here, and they're going to grow. And they're just going to keep growing. We don't have to worry about them running out or exhausting. We just have to worry about them getting enough fertilizer, getting enough water, which we have plenty of. Our people's feet are still getting wet, so we're going to mop this out a little more. We'll dig out this corner. So now we've got some plant life going. The nice thing is these plants will generate a small amount of oxygen, but there's something we can do to take this a step further. We can add a supercomputer in. We're going to need to, again, we're going to run power, electrical wire. Run that right there. Boom, we finished some research. We finished our water piping. But I want to build the supercomputer first before we get too far into that. I'm kind of taking my time with this, if you haven't noticed, because I already know I'm planning ahead for a lot of things. So one of the things that we're going to want to do is I'm going to have eventually some water piping from one zone to the next, and it's going to be filtered water. Because we can actually filter our water to make sure it doesn't get full of disease and things like that. Again, this game is a lot more complex than you would think. So now that we've got our supercomputer built, we can actually start building some of this stuff out, or learning some of this stuff further out. So I'm going to go ahead and set up filtration, because there's some cool things we can do with filtration. We've got a biodistiller, which means we can convert slime into algae, which is good because we need some algae. Gas we're not messing with yet. Liquid filter, I don't ever mess with that. And we've got this water purifier, and you'll see where that comes into play here pretty quickly. Right now we're just sucking water. The water is pure, it's golden, it's crisp, it's clear, but that's not always going to be the case. We've got some compost for our plants. Our plants are going to need some light. So if we go to furniture, we can put up a floor lamp and try to keep them out of direct light. It damages them. Oh, our micro musher. We can start making mush bars, yay! And lice loaf. No, we can't make lice loaf yet. So we're going to start making mush bars. I know it sounds delicious. Delicious. I know. How are our oxygen levels? Oof. This is not good, folks. We may have oxygen not be included very soon if I can't get this shit going. The one cool thing about this game, do you guys remember playing SimCity back in the day? Like the old school SimCity? And you'd build up this city and be doing so well, and they had this tab called natural disasters, and you could do things like call down hurricanes or Godzilla. That's what we're going to do if shit goes terribly wrong. We're going to call down the worst of the worst. Because if you can't build a sandcastle and then destroy it, what fun is it? These oxygen levels are looking nasty. I'm really not liking the way things are going right now. You know what? I don't feel like destroying this base, so I'm just going to go ahead. I'm going to pop back to the main menu. This is looking terrible, so let's start over. Let's start a new game because I'd like you guys to see what a successful city looks like, or a pseudo-successful. I hope you guys are liking the tips. I hope you guys are enjoying listening to me talk endlessly, rambling, non-stop about the most mundane crap. If you do, check out our website. Again, I'm Arcane1. I am the operator of a little site called Republic of Geek. I haven't been real active lately because there hasn't been a whole lot going on. I think after E3 we'll see a lot more. But Republic of Geek on Facebook, I try to blog. I do this once a week. I talk about tabletop games, video games, comic books, literature, movies, but only the indie stuff that you guys aren't going to see. Not the AAA titles or the AA titles or even the A titles. Games like this, Oxygen Not Included, that's on Steam right now, just came out. It's still in alpha/beta. Cly Entertainment, if you're familiar with them, they're really good about doing this. They put out a game that's near polished, and then they make tweaks as they go. So anyway, we're going to start over. For those of you that missed out, we're going to pick our crew. Unlike when we printed a new crew member, we can actually go through and pick somebody out. Although this is a pretty good start, I would like to see somebody that can dig. Learning technician. Okay, cool. I actually like Bubbles and Ada over here, but I don't like Nails so much. I want to see somebody with some digging. Gastrophobia means they're not going to cook. I'm okay with that. We've got a binge eater and a vomiter already, so another binge eater vomiter would not be good. Come on, give me somebody with a good dig skill. Loud sleepers I tend to stay away from early on. Oh, a chef with irritable bowel that can dig and learns pretty quickly. And has mole hands. Ooh, stress response destructive. Don't like that. Ah, here we go. Gastrophobic grease monkey that's an ugly crier. Because, I mean, really, who's not an ugly crier? I am feeling that since we've got 3 girls, let's do this right. Bubbles. Buttercup. Come on, guys, help me out. Who's the 3rd one? I can't remember. Bubbles, Buttercup, and somebody out there knows this. I can't think of it. Give me my Powerpuff Girls. Bubbles, Buttercup, and Bubbles, Buttercup, and somebody good. Thank you, Blossom. Because if you're going to do it, and we're going to name our colony Puff Power. because that's the kind of guy I am. Alright, so once again, for those of you who maybe weren't here when we started out, here's our little alert, here's what's going on, here's how these people got here, they don't know. Spacebar. Let's get a lay of the land. Oh, this looks a little better. We got water down here, we got some oxygen, we've got a really, oh wow, a lot of water here. We've got a good amount of algae, we've got lots of plant life. That carbon dioxide looks hideous. We've got a nice mine. Alright, this is good. So we're going to start again our down here in the left, which I'm accessing with our number keys, not our F keys. Our F keys are for our overlays. We can't access any of our tech until we have resources. So I'm going to build this out. Let's go as far as there. And again, we can only dig about 4 high, just because that's as high as they can reach. I kind of like this. I mentioned that when you scroll over things, it tells you what this stuff is. This oxylight seems to give us, it emits oxygen, so I'm going to leave it there. We're not going to mess with that at all. It's giving us natural oxygen generation. I love it. It means we don't have to worry about putting up anything that generates oxygen immediately. I'm also going to, now that we've got this going, we've got our tile, I'm going to tile my floor. We're going to leave that water. I went wonky with it again. That's right, girls. There we go. Now we're looking good. I kind of want some of this copper. I've sped up just a hair. Let's speed this up a lot more. I'm going to stair step our way up into this copper. What's the oxygen look like? Ooh, that is nasty. Okay. That's okay. That's okay. I have a plan, which should make everybody scared. In fact, actually, we're going to take this stair step out. And we're going to do a ladder right up into that. I'm going to take that top rung off. I'm going to dig that up. Now the reason I'm doing this, for those, again, that missed out early on, we can make, there we go. We got our manual generator. We're going to throw on our battery. Light. We're going to run our electrical wire. I'm going to start digging this copper out. I'm not going to go too far over. That carbon dioxide scares the crap out of me right now. What's our oxygen looking like? Pretty good. We've got some awesome oxygen generation coming from that. But we do have some algae, as I recall. So let's get this sucker going. Now this will not scrub carbon dioxide out. That's actually a tech we have to learn. And that's a pretty hard one to get to, which is why I'm staying away from the carbon dioxide right now. One thing I am going to do, we're doing this one a little bit different. Oh, I don't want to build into that. There we go. Dig this out. Rock on. That's what I like to see. Oh, we have some aliens in our base, but our girls are dead to the world right now. So we're going to build this one a little bit different. Again, pre-planning is good. Again, thank you for joining us, Bree. Thank you for joining us. I'm going to call you our special guest because, I mean, you are kind of special in the best kind of way. Really, if you want to be a really special guest, if you could get me one of those awesome Samsung monitors, that'd be great. I would take one of those. Oh, one thing that we forgot last time, and I want to make sure we have it this time, is an outhouse. Slow this down a bit. Girls are eating. Now, these tiles kind of come in handy for a few reasons. If you guys haven't noticed, you can also build walls with these. I kind of want to do that. Even though we're using sandstone, which is fairly porous. I'm just going to build up an area here, which this will eventually become like a power plant area. And I'm going to prioritize this at 6. Because I really don't want that carbon dioxide getting into us. Yep, I know you need to go to the bathroom. Bear with me, girls. Pause, prioritize these at a 7. There we go. Alright. How's our oxygen levels looking? That looks pretty damn good. So, I think we've already got a good start. Oh, okay, so I had mentioned before that sometimes they're not very bright. Oof. Clean this up. We're going to have to deconstruct a tile because if you guys didn't notice, right here we got somebody got stuck. Buttercup got stuck. Of course it's Buttercup. I love Buttercup, but damn. We're going to have to rebuild our base because things won't function unless they have a base. And we're getting, yeah, that's urine all over the fucking place. Yikes. So they're cleaning up. I really hope you guys go pick this game up. It's like $20 on Steam right now. It's just a really fun game. It is pretty basic, but Vidkin, for those of you who are familiar with our stream, actually picked it up the other day. He is loving it. Oh no, they took out some of our shit. They took out some of our oxylite, which sounds like something I would expect to see on like a TV ad. I mean, with Billy Mays. That's okay. Hey, now we've got some oxylite. It's kicking some oxygen out up here for us. That's kind of cool. And let's build, you'll notice I built some cots. These guys will select cots. But what's kind of cool is once these cots are built, you can actually assign them. I don't worry about that so much unless I've got a heavy or a loud sleeper. Alright, so we've got some good things going. Where's our... I did not attach our research station to power. That's problematic. I'm going to go ahead and build our supercomputer right next to that as well. Get some power running to that. So you guys can see this base is coming a little faster. Good night, girls. Sleep tight. Don't let Mojo Jojo come and get you in the middle of the night. I'm going to put a few more batteries up. We're going to connect all of this to our power grid. Now we could run that power down underneath the flooring. I'm not so much worried about it right now. Who do we have watching? Let's see who's on our viewer list. Bree Royalty, Kenzie, and Horror. Horror, thanks for joining us every week. I appreciate it. I think you're our #1 fan. So we've got some power going. We're getting our supercomputer up for you guys who maybe missed out. I like to get the supercomputer going right away because one thing I didn't show you is when you get this research tab open, one, it pauses the game. Two, it lets us go ahead and advance through. We can do some of this advanced research right away. Not right away, but I really want to get farming and liquid piping going. We can only select one type of research at a time. One type of research at a time, even though we can select a tree and have it research up the tree. I think, yeah, we get some oxygen down here. That's important for a reason. I kind of started messing with a farm earlier. I want to get down to this algae. I'm going to dig this out. And because there's oxygen in here, I kind of want access to that. We also want access to these seeds. And this is copper. Yep, copper. We're going to dig out this copper. So we got Bubbles researching. Got some more power. Our oxygen. Look at this. Our oxygen, we've got one. Our other place we had going, we had like 3 or 4 oxygen things going, and they weren't producing enough. Now we've got one oxygen thing going, and it's producing plenty. You can see that our batteries are all charged up, so they don't have to sit there and keep running. We're doing pretty well. I like the way this is turning out. I'm going to dig out this algae here. I'm going to dig, you're going to see me do this a lot. I'm going to dig out like 4 deep. Just makes sense. They're busy talking about commissions over there. Bree, I really should have you do a guest stream for me someday. Ooh, that oxygen's looking bad down there. We'll fix that. We'll fix that before long. Add some tile floor. Oh, that oxygen flowed right down. Love it. Didn't even have to do anything, and I love that we have water right here. That's going to be huge in a second. Oh, sweet. Who's the next duplicant? Alright, so we don't technically have a scientist yet. We are not being offered one, so that kind of sucks. We have an artist and 2 architects. Let's see, bottomless stomach, anemic, loud sleeper with a small bladder. Yikes. I'm not sure how to feel about this right now. Ooh, you know what? Nicola here has really low athletics. He's really good at constructing, but he's amphibious, which I kind of love. He is destructive, though. We've got 2 destructive people. Construction digging, I kind of like this. I think Gossman, we're going to make Gossman is, you know what? Gossman is princess. And we're going to go ahead and print out princess. One of the first tasks Princess has is digging a bed for herself. I know we do need a professor. We're working on that. Horror spoke, ladies and gentlemen. It's the first time that's ever happened. Now, one thing I'm a little concerned about is we just lost our last bit of that oxygen-producing chemical, or not chemical. You guys know what I'm saying. So I'm a little worried about oxygen up here. And down here. So we're going to have to make... I do get confused. I'm old, leave me alone. So we have a couple of options. I'm debating the best way to go about this. Oh, you know what we haven't built? I noticed things are getting a little crazy here. Let's build... I'm going to build 3 of them. These storage units. Princess can sleep on the floor, that's about... I mean, it could be worse. We could have ended up with him, okay? If you guys aren't getting the Powerpuff references, well, then shame on you. Our farm is up to 12 of 20, so we're almost ready for a farm, which is great because I'm going to build it right down here. These aliens are starting to get to be a pain in the butt, so let's pause. And here's the cool thing, we can attack that alien. Do it now, girls. Do it. Dun, 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 dun. Boom. They left us some meat. Love it. Let's slow this down a bit because I want to be able to... Again, we're going to go to our storage compactor. I'll put some raw minerals and some consumable ore in this one. Do that with the second one. And the last one we're going to set up for seed, organic, agricultural. And filtration medium, because we want somewhere for that algae to live. How's our oxygen looking? Cool. We're getting there. Alright, I don't like... Oop, there we go, we broke through, so that should hopefully clean some of that out. Yes. That's our research. Is it 13 of 20 for our farm? So we'll have food soon. Alright, Princess needs a bed. So we're going to go back to our furniture, throw a cot on right there. Now you'll notice when I threw the cot on, it told us not to dig there. It'll just automatically dig it out. Kind of love that. We'll put the floor underneath, and she'll have a bed. Our batteries are staying nice and charged, which is good. It means we don't have to have people on those hamster wheels all the time. Oxygen is looking amazing. Look at that. Now, I'm going to do something here. We're going to get through to this water. And that's going to become important in a second. Do this out. The other thing I want to do is start harvesting these plants. Okay, so polluted water. Remember earlier in the other game that I really sucked at? We talked about water filtration. That'll help with polluted water. Eventually we'll be able to get in here, clean this up, dump it into our water supply. Everything will be beautiful. Don't have any refinement yet. Now, we alluded to sweep earlier. We started to do some sweep. I'm going to sweep this up because there's some things down there that I think are going to be good for us. Maybe do some more sweeping here. And this will just start telling them they need to put stuff in the storage compartments, or compactors. Clean up your mess, girls. Clean up your mess. You can actually filter stuff through the sandstone. It does do that naturally. It's a very slow process, so it works. It just doesn't work great. Cool. We got our composter. I'm going to tuck that right there. And there's a reason for that. It's going to start to stink to high heaven up there in a second. Well, maybe not in a second. Let's do... Thinking we're going to back these off the edge just a hair. This is going to be the beginning of our kitchen. Oxygen. We have our algae terrarium. Again, I really don't like the algae terrarium, but look at all of this. Again, we've got one oxygen producing station. Before we had 3 in a space that was about this size. So, I mean, we're doing pretty good using the natural resources available to us. I kind of love that. We are going to need some light down here just to help things grow. Again, I don't want direct light. Bang, right there. And we're going to need, again, power to that. Now, I mentioned we can hide this power in the flooring, but we can also run it up and down our ladders, which I kind of love. And that's the same with our piping once we get to that point. And now that we've learned that, I want to get to the piping, our liquid piping. And I'm just going to go straight to filtration. We'll get to sanitation in a minute. Sanitation's kind of a pain, and I did cheat and look online and saw a few people that were doing some interesting things with filtration. You can actually do a self-sustaining bathroom with a shower, with actual toilets, and when you pump water into it, it has to have, just like a normal bathroom, it has to have somewhere for the bad water to go. You can dig out an area, put a water filtration system in between it, and actually filter out the nasty badness, and then have it be self-sustaining. Kind of cool. I haven't messed with that yet. I've been meaning to get to that point. I want to prioritize this food right now, though. Yeah. Again, everything's click and drag, but when you prioritize, it does prioritize out from a central point. I want that prioritized to that. There we go. Cool. So I don't think we messed with the planter boxes before, but we're going to now. So we have some mealwood seeds, so we'll plant that. If you get any of these others, don't plant them in there in the boxes. We'll have access to a farm here fairly shortly. They get too cramped inside these boxes. The mealwood is perfect in these boxes, and it'll keep. They won't run out. They'll keep generating mealwood so that we can start compacting and making food. Pretty cool. And again, you know, the game seems very simple. There is a lot of thought you can put into it. There's a lot of things you can do. We're just kind of taking it slow right now. We're not trying to get anywhere too fast. They're throwing our seed and stuff up here. We're all good. They're sweeping. They're collecting. I kind of love the way that they build. They just throw components at things. Microbe musher, we can make mush bars. Who wants a lice loaf? Nobody. So we're going to make mush bars on continuous. Oxygen is looking awesome right now. But we still haven't really done anything with water. So, I'm going to start prepping some things. For when our water is ready. Because what we're going to do is, we really want all of our water going to the same place, so what I'm going to do is create a filter station that's going to pull the water from the lower area up into our larger area right next to our base. It's going to pump it up there, it's going to drain it into there, and in between it's going to filter the water so that it's constantly cycling the water between those two reservoirs and making it clean so that we always have clean water in our upper reservoir. It's going to minimize disease that way and keep our people healthy. Let's look at our oxygen overlay again. God, that's just looking good. But you'll notice when I did the research, I actually selected something that adds filtration. One of the things... Oh, no, that's in sanitation. We are going to get an air deodorizer so it doesn't smell so bad up here. Yeah, believe it or not, I'm actually thinking about this stuff. I also am going to get a water pump up here at some point so that all of our water is filtering down into that particular zone. It's going to be pretty cool. What is it? Cool. So, we have our piping. Now when you put your pipes in, you're going to want them at the lowest possible levels because the water is going to suck out and it's going to dissipate over time. It's going to disappear over time, excuse me. We may leave this lower and just build up into this and get that going right away because we have a pretty easy way of getting water up here without leaking too much out, and it will leak out. So you can see, I mentioned before, you can actually start building up the skill trees. Since I chose filtration first and not liquid piping, it's already completed liquid piping and is working on our filtration. We'll do fine dining next, so that we can have a nice little kitchen for these guys. One thing I am going to do is build this up and create another level of sleeping environment. We're only I know I'm only making this, well, I'll make this 4 high. Normally we do 3, I do 3 high for the sleeping areas because they don't need to be as crazy big. What do we have? Oh, and we haven't really messed with jobs with these gals yet. So let's take a look. Art, again, I just switch it off on everybody. Our cook, we do not want composting. Actually, Bubbles is our cook. So let's take her off composting. We'll let her harvest, but we're not going to let her do things like dig, even though she's good at digging. Yeah, we want to cook this sweet. Alright, cool. Let's take Princess off research. She sucks at it. Take her off repair. Take her off power. There are folks with... I do like that you can click on them and kind of get a feel for what their stats are. So where are our athletic folks? Athletics 0. Seriously? Athletics. Did we not choose somebody with decent athletic? -1. Fantastic. Okay. That's not good. Oxygen levels are still looking pretty awesome. So you can see we got our base going pretty well. Again, we've got some awesome oxygen levels for only using 1 oxygen creation system. And that's, I'm gonna say epic. That's epic. We're getting some more space going to put our people into, let them sleep. Let's go ahead and grab our furniture right away. Now I've kind of left this open. We'll put up 2 cots, and this time I'm actually going to add a couple of massage tables. We don't seem to have a problem. There's a little brain. I don't know if you can see it by my big fat head. But that represents their stress level, and we want to keep that as low as possible. So we're going to add some massage tables so they can de-stress, because who doesn't need a good massage? So once they reach a certain stress level, they'll actually go up, they'll get a massage, they'll be all nice and happy. Eesh, I don't like the way this sand is falling down in here, so we're going to have to dig the sand out. Which is fine, because we're going to need that for filtration later. Oh! Hey, and we couldn't have done that soon enough. Duplicate! Hey! Alright, we have a scientist. We have nobody with athletics, so we've got this runner, Devin. He's a loud sleeper. Cool that we got him up top. Strength, tinkering, twinkle toes, grease monkey. I mean, this guy's pretty awesome. So, you guys wanted a professor? We got a professor. So we'll select him. We'll get him printed. Now, since he's a loud sleeper, I kind of don't want this cot. So we're going to get rid of that. And that's, I'm okay with that for one reason specifically. We don't have a whole lot of oxygen up there. So let's give ourselves some oxygen. In fact, I'm actually going to go a step further. We'll close off this bathroom. Dig that out. I'm going to put some oxygen generation right there. So this is only our second oxygen generator. Kind of awesome. I'm kind of loving this right now. Like, I think we've got a good amount of algae here. Oh yeah, look at that. Almost 3,300 kilograms. Which I'm assuming is good. I haven't really, again, been able to mess with that too much. There we go. Now, one thing you can do is you can actually prioritize machines and things like that. Oxygen clearly is important, so we're going to go ahead and set our oxygen gen at 8. I'm going to set our plants at 6. I know that seems low. Bear with me. We'll get there. So our base is really coming along. Huzzah indeed. Can't believe you said huzzah. Alright. Taking some measurements here. Debating. No, that's good. Oh, we finished our... Oh, okay. We finished our research. So I'm going to start fine dining. And while these girls are sleeping, I'm going to show you what I was talking about earlier with this. So, I have some interesting choices to make. First things first, we need access. This is going to seem a little weird. Bear with me. Alright. Because we have to get to the lowest level of these. Like I said before. Oof. We're going to build. So liquid pumps are literally going to pump water. They're going to pump water to a specific location. Seems pretty straightforward, I know. I think really we don't need to go that low. I'm trying to do this so that they don't drown themselves in the process. For those of you watching the first game we played, yeah, I still feel bad about losing Stinky. That was kind of not okay. So, When we're doing a project this big, this is where priority really comes into play. I want to prioritize this. I'm just going to prioritize that and hope that they get to it on their own. Oxygen is looking pretty good. That's a little scary. But we'll get there. We'll get there, trust me. There's some interesting things coming. There's actually breathable tiles later in the game that allow things to pass through. Whether it be that you've got one tile that'll let gases through, another one that'll let gases and liquids through. But we'll get there. Why is she prioritized? Oh, because she was hungry. Okay. And the way this is going to work is going to be kind of different, I think. I'm trying to decide the best way to go about setting this up. Yes, just like that. Now these pumps are going to require power, and they're going to have output, and you'll see how we fix that in a second. Hopefully, if they dig fast enough. I have noticed you need at least 2 spaces to get them through things. So if you only leave 1 space, they could potentially lock themselves in. It could be bad. Alright. There is a method to my madness here. Trust me. I know it looks like we're going to have a lot of water rushing in. And we probably might, very likely, have a bunch of water rushing in. Actually, might be a bad idea. Let's see. Ooh, they're huffing and puffing. Uh-oh. Oxygen's gone a little south. Alright. I was hoping to get that electrolyzer in here sooner than later. Later than sooner, rather. Oh, that's why they're not making food. Well, it's ridiculous. I'm glad that we have enough oxygen in our living space. And you guys can see, check this out, because we've got this tile flooring here, he's not keeping anyone awake. And that zone, you saw that zone of squares, that's his, literally that's him snoring. So I'm trying to see, okay, cool. So again, our F keys are gonna let us go through those overlays. We can see our power, we can see we got some heat building up here. Looks like body heat retention's good. We've got our lit areas. We've got piping once we get it. Gas plumbing. Yep, even how pretty everything is. So speed this up a bit. Alright, so we prioritize that pump. I really want to prioritize these walls more than the pump, so we're going to bump that down. That's fine, that'll drip down into our lower supply. I'm okay with that. Cool, they're making food, they're making oxygen, everybody's happy. So again, I really hope you guys are enjoying watching us play Oxygen Not Included. I really love this game. It's super, it seems really complex. It's complex but simple. Trust me, this is not as hard as it looks. It seems really difficult, I know. See, and Bree, you asked earlier about the water filtering through the sandstone. You can actually see it's leaking through, but we've got some granite here too. And I'm setting this up a specific way. Again, you guys are going to see what I'm doing here in a minute. If I can get this, stop picking up the, you guys are killing me. Alright, I want to make this a 7. We're going to have to dig that out too. There we go. Getting that tile up is going to be super important because we're leaking out some very vital water. Oh, cool. They'll build through the walls. That is a new one on me. I did not know that. Cool. So we've got some water here. We'll let them pick that water up. That's fine. In fact, we're going to tile that. Maybe not that. I want them to dig this out. And we'll tile across here. Now nobody's asking me about the little swirly things. Somebody asked me about the little swirly things. I know you see them. They're right there. The little... Oh, they're gone. Nobody's going to ask me about the little swirly... That's air! Oh, carbon dioxide, which clearly we want to stop that, so... Alright. So, I'm going to set up our water filtration right against that wall. Okay, so you notice I didn't run power, I didn't run anything to any of this in this system yet. So we're going to do that now. We're going to grab our electrical. Cool, that runs right off the top. We're going to run power through here, up here. This guy is going to get power. Bang, from right there. Cool, so that's going to get us power to these devices. But then, here's where it gets complicated, so plumbing. And you're going to understand why this gets complicated in a second. We're going to choose our liquid pipe as soon as they finish this handy dandy little notebook. Oh wait, no. That's right, I said it. Ooh, food. We finished our farms too. Okay, one thing at a time, because I get distracted easily. Man, our oxygen production looking so sketch. Alright, let's go to research. There's percolation is an important one because this actually lets us scrub air for carbon dioxide, and it gives us another means to generate electricity without using algae. It'll actually use water, so we'll get there. We'll get there, I promise. One thing at a time. 10 things at a time. Oof. Got water running down through our farm. Where our farm's going to be. Alright, so we've got almost everything. I'm going to prioritize this electrical. Both of our electrical. So our pumps are going to have electrical running to them. But I mentioned plumbing's kind of where it gets interesting. So I'm going to pause this real quick. Well, they're working. So you're going to notice we've got inputs, outputs. Don't get scared by this. Look at the direction the arrows are going. So we want to output to this into the input of our filter. We're going to do the same here. This underneath. Now there is something here that's a little scary because these pipes, they're not going to be able to get up to those, so we're going to have to do a base right there. I'm going to run a ladder up to that. I want them to dig this out. It sucks that I had to do that. Okay, so we have our inputs into our water purifier. Now we need an output. Now, like I said, we're doing this so we have a usable water source, one that doesn't get all gunked up with bad nastiness. So we've got output, and I said we wanted that to come to this upper reservoir, so we're going to run it right up here, right up this back wall. How do I want to do this? There we go. Right there. Now the reason I'm doing this is we've got a liquid vent. We're going to vent that right there, and that is literally going to kick water right back into the reservoir. It's going to pull water from here. It's going to pull water from here. It's going to clean it and kick it out into this reservoir. So we'll have all kinds of clean water. I want to prioritize this as an 8 because it's kind of vital to have clean water. Kind of getting a little crazy with this. Oh, check it. We have another one. Duplicate. All right, folks. Does the filtration and lower pump have power? Yes, it does. And I can show you that once we choose somebody here. Oh, cool. Athletics, the one thing we've been missing, and this guy's a scaredy cat binge eater. I think we'll call this one. Oh, no. Yeah. We'll go with him. We'll keep it in theme. And him does not have a bed. How are we looking? Cool. So we'll build him a cot. That's right, I said him a cot. Right there. So the question about power, check this out. There's our power grid. No, it doesn't have power to that lower. Yeah, okay. So where's our priority? It says it has. Why is that saying it doesn't have power? Okay, so that's perplexing. Let's get back to our power here. Oh, because I didn't plug that into power yet. Got it. There we go. Dig this. Somebody did something. Oh, our research completed. Sweet. So we have fine dining and percolation. Let's go ahead and mess with that percolation because it's kind of important right now that we get air down here. So I'm going to set our electrolyzer right there. and an air scrubber just on the other side. Now you'll understand why I put those there in a minute. But we need them to finish this project with the water first. It's like vitally important. Vitally enough that I'm going to say that's a 9, that's a 9. And just from, again, a machine operation standpoint, I'm going to set these to 6. Why is it not working our water pump? Our water's starting to flow from the lower pump. You can see it working down here. Sucking water up, and we got water coming out our liquid vent. This is disconcerting. Why is this not... Okay. They're going to make me do it this way, huh? Why am I not suddenly getting power? Alright, I'm a little concerned here. Can't figure out what I did wrong. Our water pipes. Yikes. Okay. This is going to be scary. So we're breaking our chain. I'm gonna fix this. I swear I'm gonna fix this. And hopefully do it without killing anyone. Check it out, our lead sleeper is still not annoying anyone. I kinda like that. Once I get that fixed, then we'll go back to the air scrubber and the... because you'll notice we haven't got those working yet. We'll get power over to this. But there is some... you know what? We'll just go ahead. I'm going to set up the plumbing on these. Now they do have an input and an output. So we're going to set their input... because we don't care. This is going to kick out nasty water. So we're just going to run this straight off of here. Oh. We're going to let that come in to this line right here. Because this line's already pumping water from here into our filter. So basically we've made that self-sustaining-ish, right? So it's going to take clean water in, it's going to turn it into air, it's going to kick out some nasty water, and it's going to push it right into our purifier, which is going to, hopefully, if this works up here, get everything moving right along. They're still worried about the water there. But you can see, boom, we're kicking out air, we're kicking out air, and we're cleaning it. I really want this. I'm going to have to deconstruct these first. There we go. And we don't have any research going. I try to keep research going the whole time if I can. Let's see. Oh, sanitation. Let's do that next. Sounds like fun. And hopefully that means they'll be able to get down here. Yes! Bang! Okay, cool. So now, where it gets fun is I have to rebuild this. So, once that guy gets up, cool. What we're going to do is deconstruct our ladder. Rebuild our liquid pipe. Come on, guys. Bree will be right back after these messages. I'm really curious to see what you guys think of the game so far. I know you guys have seen me play it. I'm hoping y'all are going to run out and get a copy. I would like to do some more Clyde games for you guys at some point. I know we're at almost 3 o'clock already. This kind of went by quick. I will continue to play after this. I also have Don't Starve. I have a couple of their other games that I think maybe next week we'll try Don't Starve. Really great game. It comes in 2 varieties. That is Don't Starve and Don't Starve Together if you have friends that you would like to play with. That is more of a strategy-based game, less so than this. I hope you've learned a few things. One thing I want to do before I sign out, and I may just keep playing to be honest, is get our farm going. We haven't done that yet, and I really want to... In fact, let's set that up now that we've got things kind of working here. You can see our water's pumping. Everything's looking good. Everything's... yeah. See, we've got our nasty waters coming in here. It's getting pumped through our filtration system. I don't know why we're not pumping up here so much. Maybe what I need to do... let's deconstruct that. We're going to run that directly as an input to there. And then we'll mop up this nastiness. Has this been helpful to you guys? Anybody that's out there watching? If you go and play this game, if you go and buy it, are you going to be able to get a good idea of how this kind of works? Our pump is blocked. Not blocked. Blocked. Not blocked. I don't understand the pump block thing, guys. I think it's a glitch, to be honest. There's other people have talked about it. Oh, we learned some new things. Nice, we got our air deodorizer. No more stink. Medicine, we have a medical cot. It's like our piping. I don't know why this pipe is blocked. I think it has an issue sometimes when there's too many pipes going in, so let's try... deconstruct those pipes. What I'm going to do is run them up here. There we go. Let's see, is our pipe still blocked? It's still blocked. So I think that's just a glitch. We're not going to worry about that right now. Oh, we have another visitor. Let's see. One thing to keep in mind with this deconstruct, if you so choose to use, you can actually tell it, you know, don't what you want available to see. Wires, pipes, blah, blah, blah. So we only want buildings. We're going to deconstruct the ladder. And there's a reason I want to do this. Because they keep going down into that lower not so clean water. I'd really like them to not do that. So we're going to deconstruct this ladder. We're going to put a tile over the top so that they only take water from that higher, that upper unit. If we hadn't selected structure, it would have actually taken away our electric and our our plumbing. So we'll put up another cot, and let's see who's coming to visit. Duplicant. Athletics, cooking, no strength though. I don't know. You guys tell me, Lindsay, Max, or Harold? Whoever you guys type out in chat, I'm going to take majority vote. You guys tell me which one of these three we need to select. I'm waiting. Patient. Type your selection into chat. I'd like to know what you guys think. Should we go with Harold, Lindsay, or Max? Harold? Okay, one for Harold. I know there's two more of you out there. Anybody? Somebody? Harold, Lindsay, or Max? I'm going to give it just a little while longer. Come on. I know you're out there. Come on. Alright. Well, I'm going to be making a decision based on just Kenzie, and come on. Come on. Alright. We'll go ahead and choose Harold. We need a new name for Harold, so I'm going to go ahead with Mojo. Harold it is. We're going to print Harold. Now Mojo. Oh, hey, we should have... No, we don't. Alright. We're going to do some gas piping, temperature modulation, insulation. Let's do... We're just going to do gas piping. You guys can see why. We may go a little long today. I'm kind of feeling this, and I hope you guys are enjoying it. As long as you're enjoying it, I'm going to keep broadcasting. You were going to ask for Mojo. Well, I appreciate that. That is good, because that's where we went with it. Let's see. And thank you for your input, Horror. I appreciate it. It looks like Bree has not returned. Looks like our water is getting pumped in here all right. This may be more than our purifier can handle, so maybe we need a second purifier. Whoop, that is under refinement. Oh, wait. I know. Oh, no. Never mind. We'll go ahead and put another purifier down here, huh? Uh-oh. Our ladder won't allow it. So I'm going to deconstruct buildings. Let's get rid of that. Open this up for air a little bit. And then we'll throw down another purifier. Because we've got just too much water running into that. And we'll rerun our lines. There we go. So... once that's complete, and we, don't know if we got power running to that already. We do not. Now our power lines are looking a little rough. You guys see they're kind of sparking? We should have... Ooh, okay, cool. So that is actually our next level of research. Let's do power regulation. In fact, actually we'll go to there. We can get some better batteries, we can do some power junctions, but this is going to give us some better heavy watt power lines and a power transformer to kind of clean our power a little bit and keep them from overloading. What do you guys think? Should I keep broadcasting? Cool. Kenzie says yes. Horror, you're here. What do you think? Do you want to keep broadcasting? We're going to take this line out. Oh. See what that does for our water. There we go. And actually, I'm going to deconstruct a little bit more of this. Oh shit, I should have put a bridge in there. Okay. So one thing you can do, and just, cool. Thank you, Horror. There's actually these liquid pipe bridges that create a junction that allow pipes to flow over each other. That'll hopefully get rid of our bottleneck entirely. And you can see there's an input and output. We want this to... Actually, we don't really care. Oh, oh, oh. Nope. Cancel that. He already deconstructed it, didn't he? Nope, we're good. Okay, so let's get rid of... We're still on liquid pipes down here. Again, I said we can select these. There we go. That looks like it's still causing us a little bit of a headache, so let's deconstruct this. We're going to run that pipe straight in. So it looks like you want to be careful about where you run your pipes. How's our air looking? Okay, let's have a look. So it looks like it's having some problems with that. But I think we're doing good. We're really pushing a lot of water. Why is that running there? Okay, our machine is backed up at the moment. Buried object. Well, that's just strange. So let's sweep along here, huh? So one thing we didn't talk about is farming. So here's our farming tiles. So check this out. We're going to set up some farming. Right there and right there. It's actually going to dig this out. And it's basically going to work just like our boxes. Except as a farm. So you'll see as they complete these tiles, we'll get the same little selection box. Alright, this one. No seed selected, so we can start throwing mealwood seeds in there. I'm a little worried about this piping issue. So we finished some more research. And I can't remember for the life of me what the hell we were researching. Oh, right, power regulation. We'll get there. I really want to put all my seeds over here, I think. How's our air looking? Air's still looking pretty good. So maybe... You know what? Here's what we're going to do. Because I'm really not liking this situation with these pipes. We're going to pull these pipes off this entirely. And I'm going to do something that's a major no-no in real world. We're going to plumb that. Gosh, I really shouldn't do this, but I'm going to. I'm going to dig that out, and we're going to plumb that right down into here. Let's prioritize that. And, oh, cool. They got it. So essentially we're going to turn that into our... This is our refuse zone. And look at that. That pump is working away like crazy now. Awesome. Look at that. That is flowing like gangbusters. And because we don't have power, of course, it's shut off. But we have some new power options. But first, let's take care of our farm. Oh, a blossom seed. We got milkwood. Let's go ahead and throw some milkwood down. I'm going to go ahead and do all milkwood along here. And just like a real farm, it will eventually start collecting seed from the plants. Now that one blossom seed, they really like a lot of fluid. So I don't know if you noticed back on our farm, we actually have aquatic and hydroponic tiles. So I'm going to set up some hydroponics. Now I know I live in Colorado. Don't go crazy with it. And what's cool is we don't need the highest quality water, so remember this terrible thing we did over here? Yeah, we're going to run that sucker right into there. Oh, wow. Okay, well, we need another storage compactor. Now, we've got this big empty room over here. I know you guys are seeing that. Don't worry, well, I'm getting to that. Because remember, we did a lot with food, right? And these guys are living off these terrible frickin' bars. Let's put a cooking station in. And, yeah, that's right, refrigerators that look like pickles. I'm waiting because I really want that heavy wattage wire and that power transformer. We're also going to get a heavy battery. Oh, one thing I haven't touched in a while is the jobs. We haven't really looked at this. Mojo is a cook. I do not want him doing composting. I do not want him digging. He can deliver. He can build. He can harvest. Mop, yes. Repair, no. I'm going to take him off hydro fan. I don't even know what that really means yet, so... How are we coming on our research? We're coming along alright. Cool. Now, cool. I mentioned this in the earlier game. Once these plants start growing, that oxygen level will start coming up. It'll start looking a lot better. And you can see our hydroponic tile, now that it's got that running to it, is getting water. And we can throw that plant in there. Now that we got this little guy going, we're going to put seed, organic, agriculture. Yeah. So they'll start cleaning stuff up on their own. And we have some more of these, some more milkweed. All right. Oh. Do we have enough beds? I don't know. What do you guys think? Should we pick up another person at this point? I mean, we're going to have to put up another cot, which I think is okay. What's our oxygen look like? Our oxygen's looking pretty good. I think we're doing alright. Do you guys think we should add another person to this? If we're going to, I'm going to go ahead and do it. Let's dig this out. They're all going to bed right now. Maybe not. And let's add that other bed. And bang. Alright. We have Ruby, Nicola, and Rowan. I'm leaning towards Nicola, because we don't have anybody with creativity right now. But what I really need to know is, I need another Powerpuff Girl name, and I can't think of one right now. Guys, hit me up. Who am I naming Nicola? How am I naming Nicola? The mayor. How about the mayor? Is he the mayor? I think he's the mayor. What's that?
But medicine.
But medicine, she says. We're not quite there yet, and nobody's getting sick, so we're doing alright. I want to dig this out. Okay. Oxygen's not looking terrible. Feeling like maybe we need to expand our base just a bit. And now that we've got a decent, we've got this electrolyzer, feeling like maybe that needs to go right there. Alright. Coming right along on our advanced power research. So what are you guys feeling about our base so far, huh? Showers. Yeah, we're getting there. Well, now that we have, you make a good point. we can easily put some showers in. So let's get some oxygen going here. Let's actually create a bathroom, a proper bathroom. I'm gonna dig into this zone right here. We're gonna dig this one down a little bit. Because showers sadly need a lot of freaking space. They're tall. Actually, we have a hand sanitizing station as well, which is pretty cool. Biodistiller. I've never built one of these before. I feel like that should go down here. But one thing at a time. I'm going to do something I haven't done before, which is we're going to build this kind of upwards. Meaning I'm going to do a multi-layered floor. Make it thick. Because I really don't want the nastiness from my bathroom leaking down into my farm. It can get pretty smelly as I understand it. Here. Wrong irrigation. Oh. We have the wrong irrigation. Well, it's getting irrigated anyway. It says it's wrong. I say it's right. It's my world, so rock and or roll. How's that power research coming? Come on. Bree, did you ever make it back to us? Out of curiosity. Oh yeah, I didn't point this out before, but you'll notice some of these shovels have turned white. That means they can actually start digging there because it's high enough in elevation. Which is kind of cool. Alright, so we're going to build this bathroom up all the way now. It's fully enclosed. Well, enclosed. So we finished our research on power. Yay! So let's go ahead. We're going to put... Where can we put this? I don't really feel like putting it there. Now, I don't know how that's going to affect things, so... Do high wattage. High wattage. Now, we could overwrite all our lines, but I don't really want to just yet. Well, you know what? Actually, we're going to overwrite this power line. Going to upgrade our power lines. Because this will clean up. Notice that as they've started building, our power lines have started to... They're not flashing anymore, right? They're not flashing as much, I should say. Oxygen levels are looking good-ish. Crank this up. He's still not annoying anybody. So, we've got 8 people. I think we take this as high as maybe 10 once we start getting, power and stuff going. Oh, that reminds me. So let's upgrade this power line as well. Oh. It says no. Oh. There we go. Now let's have a look. There we go, our power is stabilizing. We're looking good. I don't feel too bad about running basic power here. So, check this out. First and foremost, before we get too far, we can start making real food. Look at that. We can make a pickled meal. We can make some mush fries. Uh-oh. Not liking the mush fries. Okay. I'm going to set that on continuous. We'll set... You know what? We're going to do a mush fry on continuous after that. Can we make... Can't make the berry. But we have some options here now. And they're going to start filling up. Look at that. Our refrigerators are already filling up. So we've got a power station. We've got oxygen. We've got... Things are flowing now. This is pretty good. We've got clean water. We've got a place where our nasty water's getting output to. We've got some clean power. Uh-oh. Let's get some oxygen on this level too, huh? Some more oxygen. So, you know what? We're going to put that sucker right there. And there's a reason for that, because we're going to start doing our bathroom. Let's slow this down for our bathroom. So first, let's do, in the corner, let's do a lavatory. Let's do 2. And then we're going to do a shower. We'll do 2 showers. So we need to input some of this water. We don't want nasty water, we want good water, so we're going to come right off of there. And thankfully we've got flooring all along here. Isn't that nice? Let's back that up. Yes. Alright, cool. Now we're going to do our output. So output from all of these is going to come down. Now remember we did that bridge before. So we're going to do our bridge pipe. Now to rotate this, we're going to just hit O. We're going to bring this down here. Now notice our input's at the top, our output's at the bottom, so that's good. Because we want this to output right, or input there, output there, and we want that sucker to trickle out right there. How awesome is that? We need power. Let's pull some heavy wattage wire, huh? And we've still got our outhouses, which is fine because we want that producing some fertilizer for us to take down into our lower area, but they're not going to use it as much, hopefully, once we get this all set up. We're going to have a functional bathroom. It's going to be good. We're going to have oxygen flowing in there. thing we haven't messed with yet. We need to get our research going, yeah? Gas piping. This is going to become important for us soon. Because you guys notice we've got polluted oxygen. We're going to want to pump some of that through filters to make sure we got some clean oxygen. And we will have air filtration soon. So this is going really well. I'm surprised at how well this is going. What do we still have with us? Updating, updating, updating. Say hi if you're still here. How's that? Let's go that route. Now I don't like that we've got carbon dioxide building over here, so our farm's looking like it's getting a little smelly. So I'm going to dig out this algae because we still need that, and there's some slime in there too. Now I don't really want to cancel some of this because all I really want is the algae. We're going to sweep up anything left behind. Does not like that irrigation. Okay. Look at that. We got somebody taking a shower. Let's prioritize our bathroom maybe a bit higher, huh? There we go. So we've got a sewage system. Cool. And we also have gas permeable. Okay, cool. We're going to put an airlock on this. Now I want this gas permeable because I do want the good air. I want the good air and bad air to flow back and forth through. But we also don't want it to be so bad. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. You guys will see here in a second. We're gonna keep this hydrogen stuck in that room. Ooh, hydrogen. Ooh, okay. I think we can actually. So we're producing hydrogen and oxygen with this. Okay. Those are plumbing. Now we could vent that gas somewhere where it's not going to bother us. We could filter out the oxygen and have the bad gas output somewhere else, which is an interesting option. Hiya? So things are going pretty well here for us. Oh, we do have another duplicant available. We've got food coming in. Oxygen levels are looking a little interesting. Our electrolyzer does not have power. Let's get that going. And, let's slow this down a bit. Power, power, power. Why is there no power? It says it doesn't like that. Okay. So we'll run that heavy wire right to it then. Because our oxygen needs to get rolling here. And then get another cot right there. So we Got plenty of oxygen. What I'd really like to see is a chef. But we're going to get an artist. Let's see. I kind of like this artist right here. Lara. Now what can we name Lara? What do we got for... Oh, what's the secretary's name? The mayor's secretary. I know somebody out there knows this, or can Google it. Who can tell me what the secretary from Powerpuff Girls' name is? I'm going to take a hit off of my lovely purple goodness. Cerebellum! Thank you. Miss Cerebellum, and we're going to set her job. Her job, she's going to make art, and the mayor's going to make art. And they're not going to be allowed to compost. I want her cooking, if possible. Oh, massage, yes. Combat, no. Hydrogen, no, no. We're going to take her off of all of this stuff. I want her cooking, researching, doing artwork. So let's go ahead. I haven't researched art yet. And this actually becomes helpful for them from a stress standpoint. We don't want them getting stressed out. So we're going to have them start creating artwork once we get that rolling. Other thing I'm going to do, because this is getting a little hairy right here. There we go. I'm going to put that below. Oh. Nope, nope, nope. I did that wrong. Deconstruct all. Deconstruct that. Oh, that's right. I left that open so that we can have access to clean water. Alright. Yeah, I do forget the delay. That is a thing that happens. Let's see if we can dig this out a little. We cannot. Just that one. So again, I hope you guys are enjoying this. Oxygen Not Included is available on Steam right now. Fairly inexpensive. I rather love it. You can see we've got a lot going on here. Let's kind of sweep up. We've got a lot of sweeping to do, folks. We've made a bit of a mess of things. We need some more storage. That is a big part of our problem. There we go. So I'm going to make them clean this up. We've got a lot of carbon dioxide building over here, and we've got a lot of hydrogen building over here. It's starting to affect the rest of our environment. So I'm curious if doors can be vertical, and they can. Look at that. So, let's deconstruct this bit of floor so that we can put an airlock. Oh! We have to deconstruct our ladder. I'm going to put a manual airlock here because we got some nasty air coming up into our living space. Again, oxygen not included, already on Steam. Kind of an alpha beta scenario. Really awesome game. Really loving it, as you guys can tell. Next week we're going to try out, I'm going to show you guys a game that's older from Play Entertainment. One of my favorites. Oh, that's why we can't put that there. Okay. Ah, nice. We can put a pneumatic door. Okay, we're going to put that right there. That's going to keep some of that nasty oxygen below, I hope. And one thing I haven't messed with, we don't have any mess tables. Give these guys a place to eat. I'm going to put a ceiling lamp in. Look at that. And decor, how about a blank canvas? Let's prioritize this door. So we're getting the place cleaned up a bit. Things are looking good. Let's put filtration medium in there. Cultivatable soil. We're looking on our plumbing. Our plumbing's looking good. Everything's flowing well. Getting good clean water up here. Look at how clean that water is. I mean, come on, that is beautiful. How's our air looking? Still not great. So we've got some carbon dioxide buildup, and we know what to do for that. We've got an air scrubber, which will drop right there. That is going to need power. Look at that, and because she's an artist, she made a masterpiece. She's going to make another masterpiece. This is going to be a beautiful little room. Since we have these, this lovely gas permeable, we're going to separate out our bathroom a little bit. Let's put a... Again, check us out on Facebook, Republic of Geek. It's a little page I run where I tell you guys about the latest indie games that I've found. Anything that I just think is kind of cool, it's out and about in the world. That's anything geek related. I don't keep it to just games. That's tabletop games, video games, comic books, any geek news. I am happy and sad to say that we were one of the first to report on the death of Adam West today. Great loss for the geek community in general. But we know that that Adam would be happy for all of us because he contributed to our world. He contributed to everything that we love. Plus, he gave us the Batusi, which is just kind of awesome. And Julie Newmar. I mean, come on. Let's see, what do we have? We need to fix a problem here as well, so I'm going to put a little flooring in. Just enough. Let's maybe add... We're looking. Oh, power. Why does that not have power? We've got it connected to power, but it says it doesn't have power. So, let's look at our power sources. Oh. Now that's cool. We could get a power switch. No, that's just a hydro switch. Coal generator. What else do we have? How's our power grid looking anyway? It's looking clean. So let's maybe add a high capacity battery or two. We'll use heavy wattage wire to come off of that. These guys are not getting these things powered very well. It's just not generating enough power. That's the problem. So I see a power station getting built here in our future, but I don't really like coal. So let's go back to our research station. Aha, performance combustion. Look at this. We can get natural gas, a hydrogen generator. Because what do we have right here? A hell of a lot of hydrogen. So, let's put that hydrogen to use. So I'm going to put that gas pump. I think that's a good spot for it, right there, to suck up gas for us. So we're getting pretty complex. I hope you guys are still enjoying yourselves. I know I've gotten kind of quiet. I'm becoming more thoughtful as it goes on. But I was going to be playing anyway, so I appreciate that you guys are here. I appreciate that you're watching. Air up there is looking a little sketch too. Thinking... Thinking maybe that power generator is going to live right here. How's our research coming? Because I really want to see that pop up pretty quick. Because I think that hydrogen station is going to be our best bet. Maybe that lives here. I don't like it that close to our water supply, though. what? Actually, we are going to do 3. There's a method to my madness, I promise. Does not like that. So what I'm kind of getting from this is that from the electrical standpoint, you have to kind of have a you have to have kind of a what's the word I'm looking for? You have to have like a main trunk for your electric. Door on this. Pump all that hydrogen out. Oh, what is going on here? Lots of hydrogen coming out there. So once we get this pump in, I think that's going to help us. Because our base is filling up with hydrogen right now, basically. Oof. Now we do have room for another person. I'm debating how I feel about this. But I think we need... Oof. Early bird with an iron gut, huh? Well, let's pop that out. Let's do... Whoops! Yes, I just backed out. Put that there. I kind of want that. I don't know, do I want that? You know what, we're going to reject all and wait a couple more cycles for that to come around. Now I've got some more water up here, which I think we may just let drain straight down. I think that may be the way to go with that. Is just build a ladder straight up and let it flow, bang, straight down in there. Keep it nice and simple. Now that might overflow that. That's a little bit of a concern. And we've got a lot of energy flowing through there right now. Oh boy, he's going to get stuck in me. Just going to go ahead and assume that whoever builds this is going to get stuck down there. Okay, we got another level of energy. Whew. But we really want that hydrogen generator right now. So we're generating a lot of hydrogen. In fact, I'm going to go so far as to prioritize this, and this, and then this. I'm going to prioritize our research right now at 8. This is going to become our power room. Nice, it's going to let me do that. That is perfect. Plumbing, we're going to need input and output. So... oh shit! That's why our bathrooms are having problems. I broke it. So, maybe this wasn't a great idea. See, even I'm not great. Like that was really a question. There we go. Now our showers and bathrooms are working again. And and make sure we put our liquid pipe bridge other way around, because again, input, output. Ooh! Our entire base has gone unbreathable. That is fantastic. Well, this game may be over soon. Stress levels are rising. Massage table in. Start scrubbing some of that carbon dioxide out. Sorry for getting quiet. I got a little intense there. So close. Okay. Come on. So close. There we go. We got our hydrogen generator. Which means, folks, that this is about to get good. We should have power to run all of our stuff. I'm going to choose a duplicate real quick. Alright. Let's see. Do we want... We've got an artist. I don't feel like we need a miner. I'm still not sold on these. So I'm going to say reject all. Yes. And let's hope that this power gets running pretty soon. In fact, we're going to go ahead and bump that up to a 7 for priority. I know these guys are really unhappy with this, but if we can get power, then life gets good again. Oof, so close. So that's the problem with our oxygen levels right now. I know I haven't really talked much in a while, but our oxygen creation systems are all out of power because all of our power is dependent on the fact that we've got 2 people running on hamster wheels trying to feed batteries, and those batteries aren't getting charged. That power is going everywhere except to oxygen right now. So if we can get this hydrogen generator up and going, it should get our oxygen levels back up and running, making everything breathable. Otherwise, we could be in a very bad way. Okay, oxygen generator. So there goes our hydrogen from that's being created by our water purifiers. Is getting pumped over. In fact, actually, let me go one better. We've got these breathable gas things going on. I don't want those to be breathable anymore. I want all of that nitrogen to build up in that room. I kind of need that to happen. Wrong element damage. So it's picking up something other than hydrogen and it's taking damage. So what we might want to do here is I've got this little space. I'm going to stop this real quick. And we can put a gas filter in. And this gas filter, we're going to put it right in the line. It's not going to let us put it in the line. Okay. We're going to deconstruct our gas pipes that are right here. And we're going to put a gas pipe in here, gas pipe in here, think that's going to do what I want it to do. Maybe not, actually. Hold on. Cancel that. Deconstruct that. Okay. Gas pipe. Now, I haven't quite figured these things out, so bear with me. Okay. Cancel this. You guys can make fun of me all you want. So what we're trying to do right now is we're trying to put in a gas filter. And this gas filter, ideally, is going to filter out the hydrogen, or excuse me, the nitrogen that we're creating over here in this room, to pump into our hydrogen hydrogen generator, and hopefully do so cleanly and efficiently. I'll click on this. Now, I don't know what it's going to output. That's the concern I have. So once this gets up and running, and let's prioritize this. Once this gets up and running, we should hopefully have pure hydrogen going into our hydrogen generator, creating enough energy to power our oxygen generation. Okay, cool. So now we've got our filter. So, filter gas output. We want hydrogen. Let's make sure we've got power and everything else running to this, because I don't want any surprises. I'm going to prioritize that high. We're going to have to deconstruct this flooring. Kind of doing this in a really odd way, I know. Guys, you're not helping me out here. You can see we're starting to get stressed out. People are breaking down and crying. People are overeating. It's a little bit scary right now. Not working. This may be the end of the game. This may be where it all falls apart. We've got our overeater overeating, eating everything, getting fat. People running out of air. This may be the end of the world as we know. Oh, look at that. We got a puker. We had a really good run here, guys. I gotta say, this worked out very well. There's still a chance. There's still a chance. We're not out of the game yet. It's looking ugly, but we're not out. We're still in the game. We just Just need those pipes connected. Oh. Now, I don't know what gas we're outputting here. So that's a bit of a concern. So I'm going to say that, where's our plumbing? This gas pipe is going to go this way. Put a gas vent there. Cannot. Deconstruct building right there so we can build this, hopefully. Guys, I think we're done. I think this is cooked. Things have gone from bad to worse. We have a mountain of mess on the floor over here. So, we've now been at this 3 hours. This is where I think I say goodbye. We're going to go ahead and end our game today. But you got a pretty good idea. Thank you for sticking with us. Really appreciate it. Hope you enjoy the rest of your day. It's 4 o'clock on a beautiful Saturday here in Colorado. And join us again next week when we will definitely do some Don't Starve, one of my favorite games. I'm going to go ahead and open this up. If you guys aren't familiar, if you're an anime fan, great anime, really love it. If you're into sort of horror, sci-fi, psych thriller type stuff, really great game, or really great anime. It's available on multiple sources. Go check it out. Otherwise, have a nice day, and I'll talk